I started, as my mom said, mucking about with computers, making game content in 1999. Probably before a lot of your
Yeah.
your audience were born. Um, and it was an up and down thing. There was no industry in Ireland at the time. We were kind of we thought ourselves to be pioneers, not knowing that we actually didn't have a clue what we were doing. You know, we ended up not being, I wouldn't say significant, but we ended up working with a lot of really really powerful kind of companies, blue chip companies like Nvidia, ATI, AMD, doing tech demos and stuff. It was then during that period of time I was doing workshops at a local university. Called McGee, it's the University of Ulster in Derry, and I met a young man there, and he was singularly annoying. He was he constantly had his hand up. He was constantly asking and answering questions, sometimes answering his own questions. And that young man was Noxie, who's now our CEO. But it was like Hermione Granger, not knowing kid in
Ah,
class that
yeah.
just knows everything, you know. But I found the one thing I will say about him back then, because I think he was only about 17 or so, was the fact that the passion just bled out of him. It was unreal. The rest of the class were fairly tight-lipped. You get that sometimes, but he was just so engaged. The point where I walk outside for a breath of fresh air, and then hear the pitter patter of tiny feet, and then there was he asking me more questions. You know, a few months later, we were working on a project called Dogfighter. Um, and I needed QA people, and we had kind of internship sort of positions coming up. And I saw his CV, and I said to my studio lead at the time, hire that guy. Just he will burn on passion. He's just awesome. So the running joke is that Noxie was given his first job by me, and I've been given my last job, which is sort of ominous
Hmm.
by him,
Yeah.
right? You know, but yeah. So fast forward a few years time, and we've gone through a bunch of data cycles with tech demos, and we launched Starfire. It didn't do as good as we wanted. We split away, created a new company called Black Market Games. Made another game. It didn't really work out either, and then I took a bit of a sabbatical. But Noxie stayed in the industry, and he would definitely join multiplayer. He joined Riot. I ended up working in Dublin for Riot. But then that's how and it was through the multiplayer connections that I actually met the Hypixel guys who were doing the Minecraft server, right? And all those mini games. And he came to me one day and said, "Hey, look at what I'm doing." And I basically said, "Yeah, kid, well done. Go play with your Legos. It's all good. See ya." But time passed, and he actually kind of, because he knew the sort of person that I am, he said, "Look, I've got these guys, these builders in Minecraft, and they make these beautiful maps, but they play like crap. Like they're gorgeous, but they used to play well. Can you give them the level design 101 sort of stuff you taught me back in the day?" Yeah, I'm sure, no problem. What I didn't know was that Nazi was kind of laying a trap for me. You know, it was just once I was exposed to that whole creative process and those hungry minds, like looking to absorb as much information as possible, that I would just get hooked on it again. So when I then came and said, "Hey, do you want to take a look at what we're doing now?" I went, "Yeah, sure." And I was blown away, dude. Right? It wasn't like it got through God knows how many development cycles by that stage, but seeing like a microcosm of that working with the Hypixel Studio or Hypixel Inc., the Minecraft guys, they're all very young, late teens, early 20s,
Hmm.
and you see them kind of with the sheer grit of determination to get stuff done, right? And how widespread they were. They're all over the world, right? People in New Zealand, all the way around the Quebec and the west coast of the States, and seeing how they've all come together was just my first kind of real realization that there's something incredibly and uniquely powerful here, right? And that, you know, what's that sort of business work and a working model, and you just put the word, this is what we're doing. If you in any way passionate about, contact us and we'll see what we can do. And drawing upon that already lively Minecraft community to come in and just kind of flex their muscles and kind of in this cool, welcoming environment. And I enjoyed it. And I was like, I'm a tender age of, but I'm in my mid 40s. Um, and to be brought into that very young team at a kind of middle management layer at that time was kind of intimidating because like,
Yeah.
who's a soul fart, what's he about, But I've never been made more welcome. I've
Hmm.
never been more welcome in a place of work. So that's what started. off, and within 3 months I was in Nikon in front of 8,000 people waxing at lyrical, doing Bill battle. It was just, it was one of the best times of my life.